Hello everyone to join us today for the Kaizen workshop. As you all know my name, I'm a certified Kaizen coach. I done my certification from Toyota City, Japan. I lived there for 2 years and learned this technique and implement many times. More than 500 projects, Kaizen projects I done during my tenure at Toyota. I also studied Six Sigma. I am a Lean Six Sigma black belt, and I implemented this Kaizen projects to many different organizations. First of all, I would like to say thank you to Suresh and Angela who gave us organized this event. Thank you so much, Suresh. And the main objective of today's session to give the know-how about the Kaizen workshop. Although it's very essential that we can give the basic topic, but after this topic and after this workshop or presentation, we have question answer session. And even if you feel that you need to implement this Kaizen methodology in your work, in your projects, you have 1 hour free consultation. So you can contact me and make an appointment, and I can go through according to your business that how your business can be benefit from the Kaizen continuous improvement. So I'm going through with the detailed presentation. And after this presentation, if you have any question, you can stop me in between anytime. And after 25-30 minutes, we have a question and answer session. So a lot of people ask me what is Kaizen, and Kaizen basically a Japanese word, and the meaning of Kaizen is made from two words, Kai Zen. Kai means change and Zen means good. Kaizen. Kaizen basically the philosophy of Japanese, and then it can reinvent your daily routine. Means that whatever you are doing on your business, on your daily routine, if you want to break up in small sections, it can work like that. We use Kaizen on multiple projects like service industry, hotel industry, manufacturing is using very highly about Kaizen. You maybe heard about JIT, just in time methodology. You might be heard TPS, Toyota Production System, quality management. All these works invented through the Kaizen. Toyota is one of the example who are using since last 70 to 80 years. And you know, when we build the Toyota or Lexus, how much the good quality for these vehicles. And all this happened due to the philosophy of Kaizen they are using in their day-to-day routine work. How can we improve our business through Kaizen? As you know that when you talk about Kaizen, this is a philosophy and methodology. But under Kaizen, there is a one process or one methodology we use. We call it PDCA cycle, means plan, do, check, act. And I will go in detail that how plan, do, check, act work in detail. And I give you so many different examples. So small changes, day-to-day changes, but it will be a big reward. And it's a complete sheet and complete methodology and reports and KPI based on your business, like key performance indicators, that how you wanna run your business. For example, if I talk about Suresh, he have a networking business. He is working with the construction companies. He is working with more than 150 organizations. So he can develop, for example, if a Kaizen plan, he want to know which business is growing, what is the exponential growth, and what are the business not growing, and how can connecting GTA, for example, would like to work. I know Alisa that she is working for meeting people and talking to them and sharing their stories, and how can she improve the frequency of her interviews. And Chris, as she knows, she is the director of Complete Division E, that how can she see the performance of area and division and each club, and based on their performance, she can contact her and she can find out the root causes. So this is the basic concept how you can improve your business using the Kaizen methodology. As I already told you, the cycle of Kaizen is based on four main pillars: plan, do, check, act. And plan, do, check, act not means you can use only for one section. For example, Suresh is working for 10 main clients at the same time. So he can develop this plan, do, check, act cycle for each and every one at the same time. For example, he's working with ESA Group, he's working with TNEX, he's working with Optical, and he is working with Durham Catering. So all these cycles can work similarly. And if we input the data and we follow this methodology on planning side, he can monitor on plan, do, check, action. But definitely the planning for maybe ESA Group will be different. For Cash Dean is different. It depends what business doing and what is their priority and what is their KPIs. KPIs are very important for every business because, for example, if we set this methodology and we put all the numbers on the website, morning, for example, you wake up, you see where my business is going. Is it red, is yellow, and is green? And green, yellow, red cycle, you can put your own parameters to monitor the plan, do, check, act cycle. There is another example for Kaizen cycle for continuous improvement. For example, the most important thing when you start is get the employees involved. That is most important. Whoever work with you, for example, if we take the example of Chris, I know many area directors are working under her belt, and she wanna know that who is doing what is their performance, and she have to select each and every one for this project. Gather a list of problem. For example, business is right now down due to COVID-19. So we have to write down all, like a lease problem, a client decline, you cannot go to the business. All these issues are the problems which we have to gather as a team. After that, we have to encourage the solutions, then choose, and solution usually we have to involve. In Toyota plant, what I observed when I was on Motomachi plant, that each and every person who is working in the plant, they have a string. And if they found any issue, rather, even though it's a $1 million loss when you stop the belt of production line, but they pull the string and they immediately, everyone come and ask what are the problem. They test the solution before implement the solution. And when the solution is okay, then they regular the measures and analyze the result, how the result going. Sometime when we found the solution, and we analyze that what are the solutions, basically sometime things not going as we think and as we plan. But the most important thing is the data which help us that what are the measures we take and how the things are going. If we are successful in our results, then we continue and repeat is ongoing. But before we repeat any successful plan, for each problem, we have to standardize, like standard operating procedure, that was the problem, we resolve the problem, and these are the measures we take. So next person who take the Kaizen cycle, they will be very successful. So basically Kaizen requires identifying areas for improvement, creating solutions, and plan for a rollout, and then cycle through the process again for other issues that were inadequately addressed, maybe ignored, maybe not focused. But each and every problem, when we call it in Japanese shakumi, shakumi means a fishbone analysis, which called why. And when all the people who are the stakeholders, who are the Kaizen team, they sit and discuss on these why, we find out the solution. So here I focus, if you are working on your project, the most important thing, whenever you start the project, the most important part is who is your Kaizen team. And that is a very important, that how much stakeholders they are, how much time they are taking, because Kaizen team is very, very important in order to make sure that what are your goals, rather it's profit, rather it's reduce the cost, rather it's quality management, rather it's a customer service. Each and everything should lead by the Kaizen team. So the Kaizen team is very important, and we highly encourage that you have to select your Kaizen team very, very, very carefully when you start any Kaizen project. Now, here the main feature, for example, in Kaizen, the people who are starting the Kaizen project, they should have the Kaizen mindset. Kaizen mindset is very important, that they're all willing to work together, respect each other in the team, and make sure this is a Kaizen project. And later on, we will explain you what is the difference between the traditional management versus Kaizen management, and how to start your team. We will also share how the team at work, who should be team leader or member, and the role of the management, because continuous improvement, the idea is to keep making one improvement after another. For example, when I was working with Toyota Canada or Toyota Middle East or Toyota UK, that time almost every day, believe me or not, because we have in Middle East around 560 dealership, and I was in operation. So my run goes super fast, but in the same time, almost every day there is a problem coming from somewhere, and we are implementing this Kaizen philosophy and methodology. And believe me, if I have a chance, I will share that how the graph of improvement go exponentially, means based on this Kaizen methodology. Does your organization or business need greater profitability, tighter expense control, better customer service index, higher staff morale, greater efficiencies, and everywhere? So, if you are thinking that, for example, Division E, Toastmasters wanna make a very high score, and want to make sure everyone join the meetings and training sessions and achieve the goal, then you definitely need this methodology, and how you can improve. So each and every company have their own goals. Maybe for Suresh is not the expense control. Maybe for him, that every business working under Connecting GTA should have their own CSI score, like what score they are building, how is their profitability, how the people demanding from that business. So these all are their own scores, and I think that is very important for Connecting GTA to monitor the performance of each and every organization, like a scorecard, like monitor how everyone performance, and that's one step ahead, more than not only just connecting, but improving and performing very well. So that is one I suggested Suresh, and soon we are launching the Kaizen project with his organization as well. Now there is a flexible tool waiting to be harnessed and used, enhance your operation. You can get better and you can do better. And how we can do that? We always talk, as you know, about raising the bar and making improvement. Of course, every organization wanna improve their business, go ahead in the competition, meet, exceed customer satisfaction. uh, However, the most important is how we can call it Kaizen. Change is easier said than done, but basically in Toyota, what I learned, and not only Toyota, we use this one in Bombardier, also many organizations, that quality products and build efficiency system. As I already mentioned you earlier, that is standardizing the system by Toyota production system through Kaizen. It is process continuous and incremental improvement. So Kaizen philosophy is not that you start the Kaizen today and you achieve your goal and you finish. It's a continuous process. For example, today my goal to make the profitability 40%, then tomorrow 41%, and then 42%. And that is the way of Toyota in their life. And we build in our DNA that we have to continuously improving the process. Before I go to the next slide, I would like to ask if anyone have any question till now. So if not, then I move forward. So traditional management, the result counter product change that must be enforced. So in traditional management, like business have long used traditional top-down approach, which is one way flow, that the orders are coming from the top management. You have to follow this. This is the way, and you have to do. But I will tell you in the next slide that how Kaizen approach is different from the traditional management. So advantages of Kaizen management in, for example, in the dealership, the Kaizen management is two-way. Like they not enforce that this is the way and this is the only way you have to follow. They involve the Kaizen team, and Kaizen team job is to go wherever. For example, in a one car dealership, we have a parts operation, we have a service operation, we have an insurance department, we have an accounting department, we have a huge service operation. And every day, if you know dealership operation, they have lots and lots of issue going on. So the main thing Kaizen team is going discussing with the stakeholders that what are the issues, and they prioritize based on the issues. And in later slide, I will show you that how Kaizen team work on multiple projects and resolve the issues on daily basis. How to start your team, for example, what management have to do, carefully select the team. As I mentioned, that the team is very, very important, and it should want to facilitate the positive change. That is very important. Ensure Kaizen team leader training is completed. So each and every Kaizen leader have the training which he have to go through, because he is the person, not only a Kaizen team leader, but he's a mentor and coach also, that if anyone not understand the concept, he will sit with him one-to-one or training session to improve it. He defined the specific issues of the department, for example, parts operation, parts not reaching for the customers on time. You go to the dealership. So there are two type of parts ordering. One, when somebody need from retail, and sometime when from the workshop, continuously they are ordering the vehicles inside the workshop. That is, if it is affecting what they do, allow members to step outside their routine duties and absorb. So it's not you go there, you work and you leave, but it's analyze that what they are doing wrong, how can we improve it. That is the most important part. And then encourage active participation, check regularly and team progress, because it is very important that how team is working, our team is cooperation, because whatever the plan you do, if the team will not implement at ground, it will not give you the results. Kaizen team starter list, for example, is observe the situation and discuss with the group. That is very important. That, for example, express service where you go for oil change. I done the Kaizen at Don Valley dealership, which is one of the biggest dealership in Canada, and 120 vehicles coming in a day come in and out. And I found even though they are doing good, and after the Kaizen implementation, their vehicle capacity per day increased from 120 to 220. 100 vehicle, almost the double production after implement this plan. So identify whatever gap. So the main thing you have to find out that what are the gaps there, which is not making you complete the project or make the improvement. The third is existing best practices, strive close. And basically I built for Toyota a website only for the best practices, because in Toyota we have around 250 to 300 dealerships across Canada. Toyota and Lexus. And one of the things we learned that whenever we do some best practices, I share on a website. Basically, this is a complete best Toyota. One of the website is only and only for the sharing the best practice. But we can say, I see Connecting GT also doing that. Whenever they do something good, they share on social media, because with the learnings also, which is very important, because sharing the best practice not only give the sense other people what you are doing positively, it's also share what are the methods you are using, what are the techniques you are using, especially in customer satisfaction and sales or staff morale will go high. For example, one of the dealership, he's always good, and other dealership would like to learn that what differently they are doing to improve the operation. So best practices is one of the very important factor in the Kaizen, sharing and morale boosting. Another thing is management can start the Kaizen process by defining a situation that needs improvement. And again, the most important, what I learned from Japanese throughout my life, the data and the data integrity is very important. And when you develop the key performance indicators, which is your benchmark to uncover the opportunities in your business, the most important thing is what are the key performance indicators. Every business have different key performance indicators. So maybe for what Suresh Connecting GTA indicators is different from Chris business, and maybe Chris indicators is different from Alisa's business or someone else's business. So the most important thing as an analyst, we always focus what is the source of the data and how clean the data, how integrity of the data, because if your data integrity challenge, then you don't know that my key performance indicators are correct or not correct. So that is very important. And so many times when we start the Kaizen project, we focus on the reporting system or KPI system, because as a Kaizen sponsor or Kaizen team, you want to show before and after analysis, that where we was and how this whole process of Kaizen help us to improve the process. There are some Kaizen team meetings. Team meetings is very necessary. For example, when we launch the project, we continuously meet and share the challenges, that what we needed. We frequently find and discuss about the problem and the size of the problem, that how this problem is impacting overall business. For example, sometimes a small squeeze or a small change or work can make a huge difference. One of the example, when we are ordering the parts, for example, a dealership is ordering the parts, their 20% or 15% of parts making 80% of their sales. So if we fix that issue, we don't need big warehouses or big space for the parts. And that is one of the things. Another one of the very important tool which I love is Go and See, and we call it in Japanese Ginchi Gimbutsu. Ginchi Gimbutsu in Japanese word means go and see. The most important problem solving technique, the team must observe the current situation, make no assumption, and record the facts objectively. So what it means that whenever we do the project, we go on site. For example, ESA Group launch a big construction project, and they are building, for example, 100 units and on that site. And they found that the cement or some of the material not coming on time. So I cannot assume that this is a correct problem till I will not go to the site. I go one by one to all 100 units and make sure it is right or wrong. So that it means that any problem when you find, you have to go to the source or site to resolve the issue. The most important tool, as I discussed, is plan. Clarify and break down the problem, set a target, and analyze the actual root cause. This will identify what needs to improve. For example, if Chris found a problem in one of the area that it's not uh, doing all the right things to complete the project, she have to tell her area director, or maybe by herself visit to that particular troublemaker uh, center or the club, and find out why the issues is not. So she, when she go to analyze, see, and then she have, if she implement the Kaizen plan there for that particular Toastmaster club, she have to see the changes through to full implementation, and then check and monitor that how the number of members increasing, are they are completing their projects, are they updating the pathfinder. By the way, pathways and pathfinder is one of the tool Toastmaster using for online on this is like online manuals, and I give all credit to Chris, who taught me this tool very well, that I finished recently my dynamic actually chapter, and all credit goes to Chris, who introduced me. So yeah, so that is one of the thing, how you check the result. And then action means, for example, whatever the good things happen, we have to standardize and resulting the successful process. So plan, do, check, act. That's the heart of the Kaizen methodology and Ginchi Gimbutsu. I use more Ginchi Gimbutsu, but it is go and see. So these are the tools we are using to implement the Kaizen methodology. So if you break down here, drive and dedication, for example, uh, plan means clarify the problem. That is very, maybe you think there are 10 problems, but when you start planning, which is a very important part, you find out the problem not as big, or might be it will be big, but you have to break down the problem. Set a target. For example, today is April 16. So what I will achieve on May 16, and set a target that is my goal. Then analyze the root causes, and root causes analysis is the key for any problem, and how can we find out, and develop the countermeasure. So usually in the planning side, we break down in the reporting side and we complete this planning, because if your planning is very good, then do part is becomes so easy because your planning is so very well done. In do side, we see the countermeasures through, and when we see that whatever we planning, these are the countermeasures, and make sure the countermeasure should be as per the planning. Then we check that what are the countermeasures, monitor both sides, results and process, that yes, we are getting results, but sometimes some people overpass the process, they not complete the complete process. So that is very important. When you are getting the result, you have to make sure that the results will be done as per the process. And then once you have the successful of your project, then you have to standardize a successful process for all the action plan you prepared. There are some examples I would like to share with you, because I think examples is very important to see that how customer are satisfaction, what are your profits, and the most important thing, the waste and reduction, that how you eliminate the waste. In Japanese, waste, we call it muda, M-U-D-A, muda, and muda means waste. There are 7 type of waste, and that is again a complete different topic, but definitely I will schedule for waste management and how we can control it. Another very good topic related to waste is 5S: sifting, sorting, sweeping, and pick and span. And that project, I'm very honored that I implemented at Toyota. I was a model dealership who implement 5S techniques, and these are very good techniques. Almost most of the big corporates are using 5S techniques, which is another subject, and hopefully we will discuss on that topic in detail again. There is a one example I want to show you here that, for example, there's a Kaizen, there is a dealership identify the problem, customer not generated promptly during morning rush. So the problem they discuss that in the Kaizen meeting, that why our customer not promptly during the rush morning, the RO write-up takes a lot of time. So as you know, we all go to the dealership for the oil change, and you notice the morning time is the most busiest time because people have to leave their vehicle and they have to catch the GO train or go to the offices. And what they notice during that time, that morning time, is a very rush time due to the period. So when they discuss, the Kaizen team discuss this issue solution, that the solution and countermeasure, warranty clerk acts greeter and performer. So the warranty clerk not have much work during morning time, so he come as act as greeter and performer, walk around the morning rush, then escort customers to service advisor for RO creation. So when he come, he jump it, he divide the problem and he takes some of the burden. So the burden will reduce from the service advisor. The solution implemented, immediate improvement notice, Kaizen team monitors, sustain, and adjust new process. And that is called, for example, Q7 improves and positive customer comment received, because now customer extra person come there and he focuses. This is one of the example we had implemented in one of the dealership. Another example, that service retention is dropping. For example, retention is dropping, the problem. So Kaizen leader noticed this point, the problem. In the next discuss the customer unaware of dealer service benefit, staff not following up, are not aware of importance of the service retention and to profitability. The problem was dealership identify problem, 58% of new car customers are not returning for service. So the countermeasure product advisor to discuss maintenance menu to the vehicle delivery. Service follows up 4 to 6 months. And that is a very common problem. I personally noticed when I was visiting dealership that, they were not focusing more and they're not discussing their complete plan and how it benefits. The solutions and reasoning discussed in the Kaizen team, and in sales, PDI and follow up the process, Kaizen team monitors, sustain and adjust new processes. And after that, retention of new car customer jumped to 64% over 8 months. And that is one of the project I done it. And this is the live, my personal, actually this was project. And here is one shot that how can we improve. Another example of one of my project, that we noticed sales advisor not explaining what is ECP and what is the sales below zone average. So what happened in the Kaizen meeting, what are the advantages of the new products. Problem, next Kaizen team meeting, root cause insufficient knowledge and belief in the product or the pay plan. So there is a product called ECP, which was done by Toyota, and it is a fabulous product, which is that time only $67 or $80, which have lot of benefits. But what we found when we go to the dealership, the service advisor don't well aware about what is this product, and just $67 to $80, how it benefit to the owners of the vehicles. The countermeasure, we done the training to the sales and service staff on ECP, that this is the product, this is the price, and these are the benefit, and new dealer wide pay plan for the ECP sales. And if you sell particular product to your customers, then these sales will improve your benefits and your incentive. So in the Kaizen team meeting, we solution implemented and immediately improved notice, because now what we did basically, we sold that product to the service sales and service advisors. And when they bought it and some problem come and they utilize that product, they said, wow, this is like $1,000 I'm saving when I have this benefit. When they personally feel the benefit, they are well aware about the product. We educated them in the Kaizen meeting. They monitor and sustain, adjust the new processes. And EC sales improve in the zone average in 2 months. So that was a huge improvement. And all these three projects, I done it, and it have a huge benefit. And I would like to share you that what is Kaizen methodology, and how we can implement Kaizen methodology in your at your work. So now it's time for question and answer session. And before question and answer session, if you have your company and you wanna implement it, you wanna discuss me, I mentioned my email at the bottom, my cell number. You have a free consultation for an hour. You can contact me, and we will discuss about this one. So right now, any questions? I see Vidhu is here, or
Azhar, I have posted a question that came from one of the users.
Okay, can you read the please question, because I'm
Sure. It says, if you don't have the scale for a large team and a smaller operation, how can we best implement it while managing day-to-day matters? Like, this is a company that has about 5-6 staff.
Yeah.
So I'll put that in the public so that way everyone sees it.
Okay. So very good question, and that is very important, because this is a small business. What we can do, we have to discuss this topic. If you even have a small a team for 4 to 5 or 6 people, then we can discuss about the problem. And usually in a small company, you know who is the best person among these 5-6 team, and sometimes even we will help you to develop this process based on your problem. And usually we put the improvement laminated sheet on each and every one table, that now we are implementing, this is the issue, these are the countermeasures, and usually we can put these countermeasures on laminated standard process on each and every one table. But definitely, if you want to discuss more about what is your condition, how many people, what are the issues, you are feel free to contact me, and we can discuss more details about your scenario. Another question, if anyone have?
I think Alisa has posted a question.
Yeah, if you can read for me, Vidhu, sorry.
Yeah. It says that, do the goals need to be quantifiable? For example, how do you quantify employee morale?
A very good question, Alisa. As I mentioned that whenever we start the project to quantify what are my results, we capture the current situation, that where we are right now, and what are my goals are. And always based on the data where we are, we quantify our results. So whenever you start the project, we highly recommend to capture the current scenario and current data, because that is the best way to do the analysis plus quantify the issues. Another question, if anyone have? Any question? Anyone have? Okay, Alisa have this question. Suresh, anyone have any question? Still, I think we have 5-10 minutes. Cynthia or Vidhu, if you have any questions, sir. Vidhu, don't ask a difficult question, lawyer's point of view. So this is all about it. And I mention and share my email and cell number, that if you want to implement the Kaizen methodology to your organization, feel free to contact me. We are Vidhu, no question from me at this point. Okay, thank you, Vidhu. So if we are implementing pretty soon our Kaizen project with connecting GTA. So Suresh will be my another client also, but I not charge very high fees to him. So with this, I think everything good. I think if no question, thank you everyone. And my Muda question and the 5S I will discuss with Mr. Suresh connecting GTA, and we will come back soon. No question from Cynthia also. So thank you everyone.